Hey friends, welcome back. I'm super excited because today we're diving into a really interesting moral story that I think you'll love. Got a story for you that really nails the idea of a bird in hand is worth two in the bush. It's with a relatable real-life example. Leo's lemonade stand letdown. Leo was a bright, energetic kid with a mop of unruly brown hair and a smile that could melt glaciers. He was also a budding entrepreneur, and his pride and joy was his lemonade stand. Every sunny Saturday, he'd set it up at the corner of Oak Street and Maple Avenue, a prime spot where lots of families walked by, heading to the park. One particularly sweltering Saturday, Leo's stand was a huge success. It perfected his lemonade recipe, just the right balance of sweet and tart, and his homemade signs, decorated with glitter and crayons, were super eye-catching. By lunchtime, he had already sold 10 cups. Proudly counted the shiny quarters and crinkly dollar bills in his little money box. Wow, he thought, this is great. I'm going to save up for that new super rocket launcher video game. Just then, his friend Maya, who lived a few houses down, came strolling by. Maya was always full of big ideas. Hey Leo, she called, her eyes sparkling. Guess what? Just saw online that the big community fair is happening next weekend at the town square. They're going to have tons of people there. Carnival rides, food trucks, everything. You could make a fortune with your lemonade stand there. Leo's eyes widened. Really? A fortune? He echoed, picturing himself with piles of money enough to buy the super rocket launcher and the matching space helmet. Maya nodded excitedly. Absolutely. Think about it, Leo. Here, you get maybe 20 customers all day at the fair. You could get 100, 200. You could make 10 times the money you make here. Leo looked at his simple stand, then imagined the bustling fair. His 10 cups sold felt small compared to the potential hundreds at the fair. The idea of all that money, all those customers, started to shimmer in his mind like a mirage. But, I'm doing pretty well here today, Leo said, looking at his growing pile of coins. He had 3 more cups of lemonade ready to go in his pitcher, and his mom had just brought out another tray of ice. Oh, this is nothing, Leo, Maya dismissed with a wave of her hand. Think bigger. The fair is where the real money is. You should close up shop now and start preparing for next weekend. Get more lemons, make a giant batch, build a super fancy stand. You'll be rich. Leo's imagination was ablaze. He started to visualize himself at the fair, a long line of thirsty customers stretching down the street. Coins clinking into his money box so fast he could barely keep up. He saw the new video game in his hands, then a bike, maybe even a new pair of super fast sneakers. He looked at his half-full pitcher. You're right, Maya, he exclaimed, suddenly impatient with his small, steady progress. Why make a little bit of money when I can make a lot of money? He quickly started packing up his cups and signs. His mom, seeing him dismantle the stand, came out. Everything all right, sweetie? You were doing so well? I'm going to the fair next week, Mom, Leo announced, puffing out his chest. Yeah, says I can make way more money there. His mom smiled gently. That's a good idea, Leo. But why not finish selling what you have here first? You still have those 3 cups ready, and it's a warm day. No, Mom, Leo insisted. I need to save my energy and my supplies for the fair. It's just a tiny amount compared to what I'll make there. I don't want to waste my time on these few cups when I could be planning for something huge. So, Leo packed up the rest of his lemonade, leaving 3 perfectly good cups unsold. He spent the rest of the afternoon drawing elaborate plans for his fair booth extravaganza and researching the best lemonade stand designs online. The next week, Leo worked tirelessly. He convinced his dad to help him build a bigger, fancier stand. He squeezed what felt like a mountain of lemons, making enough lemonade to fill a small bathtub. He even designed new colorful signs that glowed in the dark. He was ready. Saturday arrived, bright and sunny again. Leo, his mom, and his dad loaded up the car with the new stand, the giant coolers of lemonade and piles of cups. They arrived at the fairgrounds, buzzing with excitement. But as they pulled into the designated vendor area, Leo's heart sank. Every single spot was taken. There were food trucks serving exotic drinks from around the world, ice cream carts overflowing with toppings, and a dozen other lemonade stands, all bigger and fancier than his, that had been reserved months ago. People were already lining up at other stands. Leo's dad talked to one of the fair organizers, but it was no use. Sorry, son, the organizer said kindly. All our vendor spots are booked. You have to sign up months in advance for these prime locations. Leo looked around at the bustling fair, then at his beautiful, empty stand and his giant, untouched coolers of lemonade. All that work, all that excitement, all for nothing. He hadn't just not made a fortune. He hadn't made a single penny. Had spent money on extra lemons and supplies, and hours building the stand. He thought about the 3 cups of lemonade he'd left unsold last Saturday. If he had just sold those, he would have had some money, at least a little progress towards his video game. His mom put an arm around his shoulders. "See, Leo," she said softly. "It's a bit like that saying, a bird in hand is worth 2 in the bush. You had a good thing going last week. A bird in your hand. Those customers, those sales. But you let it go, hoping for 2 birds in the bush at the fair. That's something bigger and better that you weren't even sure you could catch." Leo nodded, a tear slowly rolling down his cheek. He understood now. It wasn't wrong to dream big, but it was smart to appreciate and make the most of what you already had, instead of risking it all for something uncertain and possibly out of reach. From that day on, Leo still dreamed big, but he also learned to be content and grateful for the opportunities he had right in front of him. He went back to his reliable corner spot, sold his lemonade with a happy heart, and slowly but surely, saved enough for his super rocket launcher. One perfectly good bird in hand at a time. It's usually smarter to stick with what you've got rather than risk it all for something that looks better, but isn't guaranteed. In simpler terms, don't trade what you already have for something uncertain. It's all about valuing what's real and practical over chasing risky dreams or greed. What did you think of this story? Keep watching because there's so much more to come. Drop a comment below and let me know what stories you want to hear. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Catch you soon with more fun videos.